20 years, man. 20 years of absolute excellence. 20 years of absolute awesome sauce. 20 years of inspiring so many around the world from all different parts of the world. Including myself and so many of you that come from so many different places on the planet that it still shocks me at times whenever I see, like, whenever you guys say, greetings from wherever it is that you're from. It gets to me because I'm like, I'm connecting with somebody else that's in a different time zone than me because we both love the same series, because we both have come to love this amazing manga that has brought us all together. It's more than just an anime, more than just a manga. It's a part of our lives. It's something that will forever, be a part of us. And man, bro, it truly is something, man. It truly is something extremely special. How Oda has created such a series that the moment that you meet up with somebody else who loves this series in the same way that you do, you don't even have to know them. You don't have to see them, physically see them. You don't have to speak to them beforehand. But the moment that you find out that they love the series just as much as you do, it's like you're automatically brothers, or automatically brothers and sisters, and are automatically closer than even some of your actual closest friendships, because that's just how much the series means to us. That's how much the series sets us on that kind of an emotional level. And for the past, I would say, 12 years of my life, man, from whenever I first saw this series on television to whenever I first started reading, or when I first started watching the anime and through the sub. Shout out to Kaizoku fan subs, the goats. And when I first started reading the manga, man, and going here on YouTube and doing YouTube for this awesome series, and the memories that I've shared throughout this journey of experiencing One Piece is truly something that I really thank God every single day that I was able to live to this very day where I'm able to speak in front of you guys, because I was able to meet so many of you out there. I was able to create so many amazing relationships, connections, and memories thanks to this awesome series. And I'll always be thankful for Oda to that, man. For his series getting me through the toughest of times, through the best of times, through the happiest times, through the saddest times. This series helped me out through so much. And not just the series, hearing other people talk about the series. Watching Uzumaki Khan's live reactions at times would be like the highlight of my day. Talking to others about this series, going on here and talking about it on the channel, going to school, and then writing my review while the professor was going ham, delivering some sort of lesson, and I'm over here writing a review for the latest episode of Punk Hazard, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's stuff like that, man, and that you just don't forget. And I really do have to thank Oda, man, for creating this amazing series. And just in case if you don't know what the name of the series is, man, I can only tell you in one way, bro. I can only tell you in one way. You wanna know? Do you really wanna know, man? That it's been 20 years of the best-selling manga in history. The third best-selling comic of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, there's only one. The only. I'm talking about the series that is One Piece. Man, I wish I would have had the straw hat for that one, but dude, man, listen, I went on break on work earlier, and when I got on Twitter and I saw the hashtag for One Piece with a straw hat and the scar, I was like, no way. Because yesterday, Greg, I was listening to his live stream, he was saying how July 22nd is officially recognized nationwide in Japan as One Piece Day. And I was like, wow, man, that's so awesome. I mean, to me, every day is One Piece Day, but to have an entire nation recognize it as that is so freaking awesome sauce, man. And you're sitting here like, by the freaking heavens, bro. Like an entire day, man, where everyone recognizes the GOAT. You know what I mean, guys? That's flipping awesome sauce, man. And gets to you because you're like, yo, wow, man, sweet baby mother of Flagnards, man. And when I used that hashtag, man, it made me so proud and so happy, man. I was like, yo, because May the Fourth be with you. I'm a big Star Wars fan as well. Star Wars is another series that I really, really love. And I love May the Fourth be with you because of all the different things that you get to see for Star Wars, man. Whether it would be fan art, cosplays, the Twitter hashtags. It's just a day dedicated to Star Wars. And to know that now there's a day like that for my favorite thing ever in One Piece. And you're like, holy sweet baby Jesus, man. This is like WrestleMania weekend, where you get so much wrestling content in one weekend. Now we have that for One Piece, man. One particular day. I mean, like I said before, every day is One Piece Day for us as fans, but to have one day where everyone recognizes it as the GOAT's day, like that's cool, man. That is awesome sauce. And I really have to thank Greg for hosting that live stream yesterday. It was very informative and excellent stream yesterday, man. But guys, man, we're here, bro. 20th anniversary of the one and the only, man, One Piece. And I wanted to take this episode of the Recon Space and just simply talk about some things that I own, that I bought in my years of being a One Piece fan, and the kind of memories that I have with them. And I know some of you have asked me why I have these posters in the back of the room, but I have a story for specifically two of them. The first two posters I ever got for One Piece, one of them I got it before I started my YouTube channel, and one of them I got it on the week I got my YouTube channel. So we'll be talking about that, the posters. We're going to be talking about a couple of these things that I bought that mean a lot to me, just because of the memories that I have when I first purchased them or around them and whatnot. It's just a time to celebrate the greatness of One Piece, and I thought I would talk about some of the things that I own from the series that have really truly made me realize how much I love this series and whatnot. But before that, guys, I've been waiting to read this until we got to the Recon Space, man. You have no idea how hard it was for me not to read this, bro. Especially whenever I read the chapter in the Weekly Shonen Jump edition on Monday, and then I saw this, and I was like, but I promised myself that I would do a live reaction to this on the Recon's piece for the 20th anniversary special, man. It is by my boy Mitsutoshi, man. You guys know me. I love Toriko, man. It's the greatness, and whenever I heard that he was going to make a manga about his memories with Oda, I said I will do a live reaction to this one-shot on the Recon's Piece episode for that weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But before I do that, just to get a couple quick plugs out the way. Later on in this upcoming couple of days, I've been tallying up the results for the top 10 favorite character popularity polls. You guys are flipping awesome sauce, man. The votes are up to like 180 something. I'm trying to keep up with them, man. I'm not even caught up to them, and that's how insane you guys are. I have never had this amount of support for a poll before, so you guys are kicking butt, man. And I really do appreciate it because it's the 20th anniversary week for One Piece, man, and it means a lot to me as a One Piece YouTuber, and it hits home for me, man. I'm like, yo, and I'm just a guy that comes on here and talks, man, and it always hits home whenever I see a lot of you guys support the channel and support the segments, because it means a lot to me. It means a lot. This entire YouTube thing means a lot to me, man. It's truly become a part of me, and whenever I see the amount of support that you guys put off for these videos, man, it just hits home, man. It makes me want to, man. I wish I could freaking take you all out. I don't even drink, man, but if I would take you all out to a bar, man, we could go to karaoke, man. We could sing some We Are, man, Hikarie, Kokoro no Chizu, man, Share the World, Son, one day. We'd be in like somewhere, man. We'd be in there, man. I would love to do that one day, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, But we'll talk. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But yeah, the top 10 character popularity poll. I'm still telling up the results. So if you want, by the time this will be out, I'll probably be at work. So if you want to to vote or whatnot, I will have a link to that in the description box down below, so that you can so that you can vote if you haven't voted already for your top 10 favorite characters in One Piece. And then, of course, we have the Discord. I haven't been as active as of late because it's been insane, man, insane, my work life wise, because I've been working a lot. Because once I get back into school, I'll be the balance is going to be thrown off between the three things that I mainly do. So I've been working a lot so I can save up money and whatnot. So something I just have to do. But yeah, man. So follow me on this, or join the Discord if you would like to talk about the greatness of One Piece on there as well, man. There's a lot of awesome people, and there's a lot of awesome people that are willing to discuss the greatness of One Piece in there, and a couple of other awesome series. So you want to join the Discord, I will also have the link to that down in the description box down below. If you want to follow me on Twitter at Yoshida Shoyo, I'm always willing to talk about the greatness on there, man. I always do talk about the greatness on there, but I warn you in advance. I do spam a lot of professional wrestling tweets, so if you're not into that, I apologize, but that's just the way it's gonna be, man. But yeah, those three, and then I'm hoping to do something related to Burning Blood soon, but I have it on Xbox, and I know so many people have it on PS4, but because I want to test out my streaming features when it comes to video games, but that's not going to be for a while. So I don't even know why I brought it up, because I'm waiting until school starts back up again to get that going, because I know that by then at least I'll have some sort of days where I'll be able to come home from school and do that. But it is what it is, man. Let's go ahead and get into this. Congratulations on 20 years of One Piece, a manga of my memories with Oda-san, man. My boy Mitsutoshi, bro. Let's go ahead and read this, man. I've been dying to read this, son. Here we go, man. This man is Mitsutoshi is a One Piece star. So this man, I can relate to him. All of us can relate to him. You know, like, let's see. So here we have my man Mitsutoshi. If I could describe Oda-san with one phrase, it would be a level 99 manga artist. Level 99, man. He's Hulk Hogan level. Hulk Hogan level, son. Mitsutoshi Shimabukuro. Hello, I'm Mitsutoshi Shimabukuro, level 5 manga artist, man. And then Mitsutoshi, my boy's up there, man. He's the GOAT, man. My big works are Takashi and Toriko. This issue marks the 20th anniversary of the One Piece manga, and I have the honor of drawing a little piece about it. This is a manga about my memories with Oda-san, man. Mitsutoshi, bro. The first time I learned of Oda-san's existence was when I was in high school. Let's head back to the days when I was submitting my manga all the way from Okinawa in hopes of getting published. I was reading the latest round of Tezuka and Akatsuka's prize winners. Let's check these out. Keep an eye out for other up-and-coming artists, and then feel relieved when I notice all their faults. Yo, he's mild, man, but I can sort of see that. Oh, I found a good one. Tezuka runner-up, Wanted. Yo, the legendary one-shot Wanted. Hold on, because I have One Piece soundtracks playing in the background. Let me see. Tezuka Wanted. The author is Kikonido Tsukimizu. What kind of pen name is that? This Tsukimizu guy sure has good art, though. And he's actually the same age as me? Oh, one grade higher. This is really impressive for someone young. He's already totally got his own thing going on. Jump sure has a fierce stable of new artists. Man, that must have been an insane time, bro, because whenever they were first submitting Wanted and whatnot, that was like around, by the gods, Kenshin was still in the magazine, Slam Dunk must have been finishing up, Dragon Ball just finished, Yu Hakusho just finished. Well, Hakusho finished like in 94. But Dragon Ball just finished. JoJo was just getting into part 5, I want to say, because part 5 lasted until 99. That's whenever Stone Ocean started, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's where the timeline goes. So Bento Herrero was airing at that, or was in the manga at that time. You know, Kenshin, like I said before. So there was quite a couple good ones, man. There was quite a couple good ones in Jump, and for that, you know, more new artists coming in, man. It must have been a great time to have been experiencing that over there in Japan. But I remember this Tsukihimizu guy. I won't forget you. Let me see. This Kikondo Tsukihimizu was none other than Ichiro Oda at the age of 17, the GOAT. Oh, and I never saw the pen name Kikondo Tsukihimizu again after that. It was the next year that I learned the artist was Oda-san, Tokyo. I was 19 years old, working part-time jobs while bringing my manga into Shonen Jump. How's my latest piece? Oh, it's terrible. I have to check out the latest quarterly Jump issues. The latest quarterly Jump special issue. I apologize, it's because it's very, very small. And hey, this one seems pretty good. The Hopstep Award winner Ikiyako by Ichiro Oda. Yo, I feel like I've seen the artist before, man. This is the one with Ryuma, bro. Ah, is it Tsukimizu? The very same? That same year, Oda-san had a one-shot called Monsters in another special. After reading these two stories, I was convinced he's a genius. Oda-san is a certified genius manga artist. He's going to be a pillar of Jump in the future. A pillar, yo. This man is the goat of Jump. As for me at the time, the best I could do was the final stage of the monthly prize. Mitsutoshi, man. I just want to hug the guy. The contrast between us was so stark you wouldn't believe we were both 19. It was 2 years later that mundane little me met with the super genius Oda-san for the first time. It was at the party for the Tezuka and Akatsuka Awards, I think. The year before, I had finally won the Akatsuka Award, had my work a special issue, and then had a proper debut in Jump. I feel like I was among the ranks of rookie manga artists. I'm pretty sure our first meeting was when the fellow rookies were being introduced to one another. Hi, I'm Oda. I'm Shimabukuro. Oh, so this is Oda the genius. What a pleasant guy. Note he draws himself as a fish. That's not how he really looks. Yeah, that's true. I really liked No Friends Club and all the characters with weird faces. Whoa, Oda-san knows about my manga? Thank you. I think all of your stuff is great too. When you're a new artist, the title of your manga is often used as a business card rather than your name. I guess that is really factual, man. Even for content creators like us here on YouTube, man. Like even with guys that I'm like really cool with, man, like that I consider to be like really good friends, like freaking like my boy Mac, for example. I don't even know Mac's name. I just call him Mac because that's how I know him, Legend Mac, you know, and it just continues to be for however long I'm here on YouTube. Like guys I've known for years as well, man. Freaking Charles' Enemy World, Northside Z, Firefist Stray, like Wow King. Like I don't have to know their real names, man. I know to them as I know them as their YouTube name. So I see what they're saying. Later, I learned that Oda-san's use of polite Japanese was because he was afraid that speaking more informally would cause his local dialect to emerge. I remember that being an interview before. It's embarrassing. After that, a group of us new artists who met at the party, like Mizumoto-san and Yamakama-san, went out drinking, bowling, singing karaoke, and doing all-night sketches with Oda-san. We were very tight-knit. That's so cool, man. I remember during one night out, I didn't get picked up at the serialization meeting again. I'll just play Final Fantasy instead. That's what Oda said. Oda said he's just gonna play Final Fantasy, man. He's a good man. And that was around 96, 97. Final Fantasy 7 was out, bro. Final Fantasy 7 was out. No. Yeah, around that time. Because I know it came out in 97, but it was either 6 or 7. Either way, he's a good man. Don't worry, you'll be fine. This time around 1996 or 97. Yeah, bro, Final Fantasy 7. Lots of Jump mega hits like Dragon Ball and Slam Dunks were ending, man. Yo, two of my faves, bro. Dragon Ball and Slam Dunk. And sales were starting to drop. But we new kids weren't down in the dumps. We were excited to get our career started. Come on, guys, let's get Jump back on its feet. Yo, they said, let's get Jump back on its feet, man. Oda's carrying it on his back right now, man. Like, I used to carry people in Modern Warfare 2, bro. Like, real talk, man. Carrying, man. Your back is hurting. Like, ugh. Oh, man. Yeah, this is our time. We can do this. Another round of beers, please. It was so much fun to talk about manga back then. It gave us a rush of courage. And I'll never forget what happened in May of 1997. Shinbukuro were picking up Takeshi for a series as well. No way! My Takeshi series got picked up at the serialization meeting? And as for Oda-san, whose drafts were also being considered, hey, I heard you got picked up, man! Woohoo! Yo, Oda called him up quick, man. Oda-san! And so did you. Congratulations, we did it. We can do this together. Let's make the best of it. Yeah. 2 months later, Takeshi started in issue 33, and One Piece started in issue 34. That's so cool, dude! Actually, this was my first weekly serial, 19 pages in a week, and I really do this? I never even worked as an assistant, so I really didn't know what I was doing at the time. But Oda-san's doing his best right at this very moment. He considered Oda his rival, man. I don't want to be outdone. I've got to buckle down and do this. Thanks to that, in the very first chapter of Takeshi, it came in first in the reader's survey results. Wow. That's incredible. I still have the facts I got from Oda-san at that time. Oh wow, facts, huh? That tells you how old this is. Hey, that's so true, bro. Back when AOL connection was the stuff. Hey, Takeshi, you can't draw something that entertaining. Congrats on first place, you jerk. Thanks for writing a comment for me, you jerk. Oh, hello, this is Oda. I'm really enjoying Leader Den Takeshi. But you've really gone too far by seizing first place this week. Let me give you this warning, however. You're running a gag manga, so please don't beat me and my serious story manga. Let me see. We have to work together and coexist peacefully, and we can both survive and jump. So long. Sorry to bother you during work. He says, let's try to survive, and now he's a living legend, man. I know, right, bro? Like, in the next issue, One Piece also began and also got first place for that issue. It better have. I sent him back a congratulatory fax, and this was his response. Whoa, I can't believe I got it. I can't believe it. I got first place? No way. What a shocker. Yeah, right. I knew I could do it. Oh, hello, it's Oda again. Thank you for the fax. I went to go see Princess Momonoke today. Alicia, she's our leader. Wow. So in the week that One Piece came out, Oda saw Princess Momonoke for the first time? That's a legendary movie, bro. Well, I guess we've both started off with a good hook, but your second and third chapters are too funny, you jerk. By the way, I was going to cheer for Mizumoto-san on the upcoming combined issue, but what about you, Takashi? We were all about Mononoke back then. That's cool, man. Not since Fist of the North Star, right? Wait, what is? I'm not sure how it goes now. Wait, what was? Like, what's since? Because Fist of the North Star is that's my stuff right there. But at the time, it was very rare for a new artist to get for a new artist, new series to get first place. Since it happens in consecutive issues with Takeshi and One Piece, we were pretty pumped about it. After that, Takeshi got first a few times, but it almost always went to One Piece. Ichiro Oda was living up to his reputation, and I couldn't wait to read One Piece each and every week, bro. Can you imagine that, man? Like, you're another mangaka, you're somebody else in the field, and you're waiting for this other person to release another chapter of their manga, man. This is back in Romance Dawn, bro, Volume 1, heading into Volume 2. Captain Morgan and Buggy arc stuff, man. That's so cool. One time, Oda-san and I went to watch the filming of a variety show and then had a few drinks afterwards. Is that Whitebeard and Roger? This man drew Whitebeard and Roger in the cut. You could run One Piece for about 10 years, couldn't you? I think so. So you can do Takashi for 10 years with me? No way, I can barely keep up right out of the gate. Thinking back on it now, 10 years sounds so quaint, dude. 10 years, bro. One Piece first hit the 10-year mark whenever it was in Thriller Bark. So, man, dude, can you imagine that, man? Like, flag nerds. By the way, Oda-san and I use our real names. For some reason, many Jump artists in our generation all use their actual names, and most artists who got famous while running a series in Jump yell, I wish I'd use a dang pen name! We never give a single thought to our improper information. We have unique names, so it's easier to identify us. Oda-san most of all. Ultimately, I drew Takashi for 5 years. Doing a gag series is really hard, but I lasted for 5 whole years. 5 years, I mean, it was around 2002, so Skype was going on. Because Oda-san was always blazing ahead from our start at the same time, I feel very grateful for him. Then in 2003, what you gonna draw next, Shimabu? It'll be a sports manga. Sports? What sport? It's called Ring. I still haven't read that. I still haven't read Ring from Mitsutoshi. Ring? What? What kind of sport is that? I never heard of it. Of course you haven't, because that sport doesn't exist. I thought it up all on my own. What a Shimabu original sport? That sounds great. At the time, One Piece was celebrating its 6th anniversary, man. By this point, Oda-san was already one of the all-time greats of Shonen Jump backs. But nothing had changed between us when we talked about manga. I feel like we were back to being rookies again, and I was energized for more. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Hang in there, Shimabu. Yeah. Meeting with Oda-san gives me manga power. And a side note, there was just one time that I asked Oda-san for an autograph in order to cheer up my little sister who was in the hospital in 2003. I asked him for special illustration and message for her. He happily obliged despite being so busy with his work. I still haven't forgotten the delight in her voice when I talked to her on the phone. Thank you so much for that one, Oda-san. That's beautiful, man. Then in 2005, One Piece became the fastest series ever to sell 100 million copies. 2005 was Water 7. In his lobby. It reached its 10-year anniversary in 2007, more popular than ever in the following year. I started cool. And resumed the hectic schedule of a weekly Jump manga. Oh, that original sports manga I was just talking about, nobody liked it, and it got promptly canceled. He said nobody liked it, man. He's so wild. Toriko was my first weekly serial in 6 years. And when I was struggling particularly hard, it's really hard to manage the assistants, isn't it? Maybe I should actually hire a chief assistant to keep them in line. Do you have a chief over at your place, Oda-san? Nope, it's too stuffy and structured when it's artists, chief assistants. I like just having artists all assistants instead. It's more direct and there are fewer interpersonal complications. I see, and here I was assuming I could just make things easy by sending the chief to handle all of the annoying parts of the job. But it's so annoying to give orders. I wish they could make AI robots do that for me. I really felt Oda-san's personal responsibility and insistence upon having his fingerprints over every part of the manga. The biggest memory of Oda-san for me came in 2011 We did a collaboration manga of One Piece and Toriko, man. That was such an awesome collaboration, dude. I feel nervous. I've never done a collaboration before. I did the rough draft. I then sent the sketches to Oda-san via bike courier, and then he inked the characters and sent them back. What was fun about this was the way we split up the work. We'll do the backgrounds, and Oda-san's studio will handle the speed lines and stuff. At the time, One Piece had already broken 200 million copies, so getting a collab with it was insanely cool and a good stimulus for me. But best of all was the fact that I got to draw manga together with my old pal and rival, man. That's so cool, dude. In 2016, Toriko came to an end. Congrats on finishing Toriko, Shimabu. Here's some booze. Woohoo, thanks. But One Piece steamrolls onward, ever the juggernaut. From my perspective, Oda-san had barely changed over the years. When you cut down your sleeping time into 2 hours, it really keeps your mind sharp. That's the opposite of how it works. Oda's insane, bro. Oda's insane. He's been full of confidence from the first time I met him. And the energy he expends on his manga never seems to weaken, though his sides have filled out a bit. And it's from Oda-san that I still receive so much manga power. Kochikame ended last year, which means One Piece is the longest running current series in Jump. It sold 300 million copies, got into the Guinness Book, and only speeds onward and upward to greater heights. My favorite chapter of One Piece is chapter 100, The Legend Begins. It featured color pages in celebration of its anime announcement. It was a chapter that truly felt like it contained the footsteps of legends that would push it onward like an unstoppable force of nature, dude. Yo, that's his favorite chapter of One Piece, man. I love that chapter too, bro. I was actually just talking about that earlier. But for me, the legend of Oda-san had started long ago on that hot Okinawan day when I first read his manga. Ah, bro, this was beautiful. Congrats on 20 wonderful years of One Piece, Oda-san. Please keep running along that legendary path with Luffy and the crew, to places where no one has ever set foot before. Just be mindful of your health, please. From your friend, rival, and fan, Shimabu. That was beautiful, bro. That was beautiful. That sounded like it came from one of his best friends, man. Ah, dude, that hit home, man. I want to reread that again. Especially, for me, being a fan of both of these series, and at one point in time, these two were like the main series on my channel, man, Toriko and One Piece, and just talking about them every single week and how awesome they were, and wow, man, like I knew they had a friendship, but I didn't know they had this kind of friendship, bro. They were rivals, but they were friends, and they were fans of each other's works, man. That was beautiful, man. That was a beautiful one shot. Holy sweet mother of Flagnards. I love seeing stuff like that, man. It just pumps you up, man. As like someone in like a creative field, it makes you want to go out there as well, man. Like sometimes we get so caught up in our stuff, whether it be here on YouTube or whatever you're chasing as an artist or as a writer, or whatever field you're in, your competitive nature gets to you, and you often like lose sight of yourself. But Mitsutoshi and Oda stayed the same throughout all the years, man. They were just the same way whenever they first met each other, man. This was beautiful, man. I really, really like this, dude. Thank you, Mitsutoshi, man. This was freaking beautiful, bro. I'm so glad I waited to read this, man. Yeah, I'll definitely reread it again off air. That was freaking awesome, man. That was awesome sauce. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and reset this, and then I'll go ahead and continue talking about some news, and then we'll get into the main stuff we're going to talk about on today's episode of the Recon's Piece on One Piece Day. I'll see you guys in a bit. Guys, so before we're talking about the live action movie or live action Hollywood series that's going to be coming out for One Piece, and before we talk about some of the video game news that has been getting leaked as of late, I want to talk about this particular thing that good man Sandman from All Along Park translated, or is created a summary for here on it hits home for me, man. This really hits home for me, bro, because I'm in this situation right now. I'm in this situation. since I was in high school. And here he talks about when Oda worked part-time in his high school days, man, in a restaurant, bro. And it hits home for me, man, because this is part of the reason why I love Sanji so much, because of how much I can relate to him. But let's go ahead and read through a summary here. Baratier in One Piece is based on this restaurant called Barate. Editor Naito and others visited the main store of Barate. Oda worked in the branch store, but it was closed long before. Tazaki-san, a cook in the restaurant, scolded Oda so much when Oda was working there. Oda broke many plates unintentionally. Man, I can vouch for that. I have as well, especially since I've been doing dishes. Oda often snitched foods without doing his work, washing plates. Oda accidentally disposed a lot of soup. I've done it a lot as well, man. Tazaki-san didn't know Oda intended to become a mangaka. No one ever really knows, because no one really questions or asks you, And well, a lot of people in my job, because I've been there for so long, know that I have a YouTube channel and know that I intend on becoming an author one day. But that's because I'm so close to a lot of people that have been there for a long time. But for someone who's just recently got there, man, you're not gonna know that. You can't just read someone's entire dreams and future just based on like their appearance. That's why you want to get to know people. Oda got involved in a car accident on a seat next to the driver. He broke his nose bone and got hospitalized for a whole day. It was only 3 days before the deadline of his manga title, Wanted. Oda has not visited Barate since One Piece started. He even doesn't have enough time to visit Kumamoto, his hometown, for these several years. Tazaki-san asked Oda to visit his restaurant since he would retire it in 5 years or so. Wow. That's beautiful, man. Like, he's saying, come back. Oh my gosh, man. The staffs in Barate and Oda frequently played bowling. And then here you have the message right, or the message right here with Oda's tribute to Barate, or to Barate, and it shows Sanji right here. That's flipping awesome sauce, man. Like Baratier was such an awesome arc, and like just knowing that it was influenced by his personal experiences. It's so freaking cool, man. And then here we have another one by my man Sandman, where he's talking about this Japanese TV show called Jump Police celebrated 20th anniversary of One Piece today, and they asked the audience about 2 questions, or they asked an audience of 100 people 2 questions. The first question was, who is your favorite character in One Piece? Sanji came in first with 28 votes. Luffy came in second with 21 votes. And Chopper came in third with 12 votes. And then the other question was, what is the most impressive scene in One Piece? Number 1 being Ace getting killed by Akainu. Number 2 is Luffy inviting Chopper to the Straw Hats. I love that scene. And number 3, Straw Hats saying goodbye to the Going Merry, man. It was still the most emotional scene, man, to me. I was saying goodbye to a Straw Hat, man. And here he has a couple pictures with it, and that's so cool, man. Like, I really do love whenever people go out of their way to do this type of stuff, and I always appreciate Sandman for delivering so much awesome One Piece content to us. So really, a huge thanks to Sandman for translating those for us, man. Holy sweet mother Flagnards. I still can't get over that Mitsutoshi one shot, man. I really can't, bro. It was so good. But let me go ahead and bring up the article for the video games that I wanted to talk about today. The video game news that we have for the latest One Piece games that are going to be coming out, man. We already even have a couple screenshots for them. So let me go ahead and pull that up. I know that I have one of them right here. And this one is for the VR, which is going to be One Piece Grand Cruise. So I'll go and read this one first. One Piece Grand Cruise, a new game by Bandai Namco Entertainment, has been announced for PlayStation VR. It is the first game for the franchise to be available on the console. The players can enjoy a 360 experience of Thousand Sunny by tagging along with the Straw Hat crew as their apprentice on a one-day voyage. Holy Flagners, man. Can you imagine that? And here we see a couple screenshots of Zoro, Usopp, and Luffy, as you're firing cannons. And then here you see a VR version of Nami, bro. I would get it just for this, man. I truthfully would, bro. By the gods, man. Come on, dude. But it sounds fun. I mean, I'm not a big VR guy, but for One Piece, what, man? We'll be in like somewhere, baby. be in there like swimwear, man. Let me go ahead and search it. Here it is. Here's the article. I know I had it bookmarked. And the article talks about the Grand Cruise being announced, and then there's an unprecedented One Piece game that is also announced. Now, this one states right here, platform is unknown. The game is codenamed Dawn and is being developed in collaboration between Shueisha, Toei Animation, and Bandai Namco. It is an unprecedented One Piece game. In other words, it has not been done before. Sweet baby Jesus. It is a game with an unheard of super new feeling. The original author Ichiro Oda is cooperating on development. Planning and conception is taking quite some time. It's an enormous game. The setting and music from the anime are being poured into the game. Now, if it is a massive game, an enormous game, this is an unprecedented One Piece game, with the codename Dawn, with all of them, there's only two things we could possibly have. Number one, this is going to be the very first, and maybe even the only, One Piece MMO. Which is something that I've been wanting for years. It's just a series for it, bro. A One Piece MMO, man. Can you imagine that, bro? Like going on here and whether it be like on your computer, on your PS4, whatever the case may be. But an MMO based on One Piece, man. Like you go out here and get your own fruit. You get other people to join your crew, man. You go and set sail, go from island to island, leveling up. Gaining up all of these berries. You're gaining a reputation for yourself. You get to join either the Marines, the Revolutionaries, or the Pirates. Like, yo, that'd be gold, bro. That'd be gold. And for the One Piece world of how massive it is and how much detail Oda has in it, we can have an MMO. We can have a really, really big MMO. And that's where I think they're going with this. Like, I really, really do. I think that's where they're going with this, is an MMO. And I think it would be AwesomeSauce, man. It's something we've been talking about for a long time. A long time of something that would be really awesome and cool to see as a game. And if this actually happens, bro, holy crap, man. That is going to be one of the most... I'm gonna spend so much time on that. Like it's gonna be insane how much time I'm gonna spend on that, because he says right there, it's an enormous game. That just it speaks for like a massive world, to explore. So, and that hasn't been done before. It hasn't been done before in the One Piece series. So I'm gonna go ahead and place my bets on a One Piece MMO, and I think that's gonna be godly, man. If done right, that's gonna be godly, dude. And I look forward to it. If it's on the computer. If it is on here, if it is on the computer, I look forward to playing with each and every single one of you on that MMO. Doing streams, we'll be in it like swimwear, son. It's going to be GOAT. As of late, I've been playing a lot of One Piece Burning Blood. I'm actually really close to getting every achievement in the game. And at first, I really wasn't a big fan of Burning Blood. Like, I thought it was cool. I thought the characters looked great. I thought the finishers were awesome. But in terms of like how the game was, I wasn't a big fan of it, man. But as of late, man, I really, 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 really good love it, man. Like I've been playing it a lot. And it's AwesomeSauce. I've been playing through a lot of like the wanted poster missions and playing online with my friend. And it's been a blast, man. Like, I really, really like One Piece Burning Blood more than I did before, because for a while there, my main games were still like the Pirate Warrior games, the Unlimited games and whatnot, in terms of like the ones that have recently come out. But man, bro, Burning Blood I've been enjoying a lot as of late, man. It's been a lot of fun. But if this MMO comes out, this game that is codenamed Dawn comes out, bro, that'll be insane. That will be absolutely bonkers, bro. Like, jeez, can you imagine that, man? Sweet baby Jesus, man. It would be godly. It would be. I would love it. I would love it. But let's go ahead and talk about something that that's definitely been causing a lot of talk with us, or within the One Piece community. That is the One Piece live action Hollywood television series is in the works, man. Now, this is my thing with this. I'm waiting for a trailer. Without immediately debunking it and saying that it's going to be garbage or that I'm not going to like it or whatever. This is something that, since it is One Piece related, I'm automatically excited for it. and I'm going to wait for a trailer. And I remember Oda stating that he would never ever do like a live action movie. So if the time has come to do something live action, and he's gonna do it with like a Hollywood television series in the works, and he's allowing this, it's because he has trust in them. So because Oda has trust in them, he might even be involved or whatever the case may be. I have faith that this could actually be something solid. But I'm gonna wait for a trailer first. I'm gonna wait for a trailer, and we'll see what happens from there on out. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it, and at the same time, I'm a little. I'm excited, but in both a fearful and both like I can't wait for this type of way, because we know how live action adaptations work here in the States. They often ruin the image that people have of certain series and whatnot. However, there will also be this the type of people that really maybe they really like it, and then they decide to also check out the anime or the manga afterwards, and that'll be awesome. Also, creating new fans. But if there's a One Piece live action Hollywood television series in the works, then what will they cover? That is one of my main questions, because you can't cover everything in One Piece in a Hollywood television series. It would take them years to do such a thing. Years. But if it's that successful, they will do it. Oh yeah, they will do it. But what are they going to cover? Are they going to go from Romance Dawn, Morgan arc, Buggy arc? Are they going to do like all of East Blue in a season? Like, do all of East Blue in a season, next season do all of Alabasta, next season do Skypiea, next season do Water Serenades Lobby? The thing is I'm not sure how long they're planning to do this television series. Because what about if they're only doing it for like a season or two? Then what are they going to do? Like the most popular arcs, like the arcs that they know people would watch. Alabasta or Arlong Park, Alabasta. Well, in Japan, Drum Island is really popular, which I can see why, because Drum Island's goat. So I can see like Drum Island being done. Freaking Alabasta. I could see definitely Annie's Lobby, flipping Marineford, of course. Maybe Dressrosa. I could see a lot of these arcs being anime or being done in this television series, but I'm not sure what they're planning on doing with this. Like, is it going to be its own original thing, or what is it going to be? I'm looking forward to it though, man. And they even say that One Piece could be one of the most expensive TV series ever made. Hold on. Here we go. The Oda's comment. There have been many talks about making a live-action series in the past 20 years. About 3 years ago, we began to seriously consider it. After many twists and turns, we found a good partner. Coincidentally, we made a production announcement on the 20th anniversary. I am very happy this announcement may cause some anxiety, but my one condition for the series is to never betray the fans who supported my work for 20 years. Please get excited and wait for the next report. Please look forward to it. And if it's coming from Oda, I always believe in my boy. So I'll be waiting I'll be waiting to see, just the trailer and where this is gonna go. It's One Piece, man. I'm gonna watch it regardless. So I have faith, man. If Oda says to get excited for it, I think there is reason to be excited for it, and I look forward to the trailer and to seeing what's gonna happen there. But man, this is such a it's full of big news. This entire week of 20th anniversary AwesomeSauce. But yeah, man, if Oda says to get excited for it, I'm gonna go ahead and get excited for it, man. But we'll wait and see for the trailer and see what happens, man. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Now I'll be right back, and we'll be back for the final segment of this week's episode of the Recon's Piece, where I'm gonna talk about some of the things that I own and some of the memories that I have shared with those very things. Alrighty, guys, so you saw that I shifted locations over here. I wanted to specifically talk about these two posters right here. The first one right here was the first ever poster I ever put up on this wall next to the Ichigo Bankai poster. It's the Gear 2nd poster you see right behind you. And I first got that poster mainly because I was it was right after I watched Enies Lobby, and for the first time, and I was so freaking hyped, man. I remember going into the computer that's in my brother's room right now, and I tried to find any picture I could find of it, man. I found this picture that's right behind me, And I just printed it out. I said, this is going on the wall. This is going on the wall because it's hype. It's going. It's Gear 2nd, man. Luffy greatness. So I remember because whenever I came home later on that day, I went up to my dad, man. I was like, yo, you gotta see this, man. Like, yo, this is gold, man. Luffy's beating anyone, man. Look at the speed, or as Khan would say, the steam. Look at the steam. And I just had to put it up there, man, because, you know, I'm a big transformations guy. I've always loved transformations in anime, and the Gear 2nd transformation got me, bro. That's why it's next to the Bankai transformation. But it was such an awesome moment, and I said, I gotta put that on the wall, man. So that's why that's there. And then for the one on top, you know what? It looks freaking awesome sauce. It's one of the best color pages, one of my favorite color pages. But it's specifically for the chapter that it is for, you know, the chapter that it dropped on. This particular color page right here was done for chapter 710, which is also the first ever One Piece review I ever did on the King Recon channel. So it means a lot to me, man. It's where I started my journey here on YouTube, you know, and 710, man. That chapter will always have a special place in my heart. It's because that was the first chapter I ever talked about here on YouTube, and every time I look over at that thing, man, it reminds me, you know, like, wow, that was the chapter, man. It was such an awesome color page to do too. So 710 will always have a special place in my heart as like the first ever chapter I ever did a review for. It's man, dude, can you believe that, man? 710 was almost right now 4 years ago. It's freaking crazy, dude. Freaking crazy. But yeah, that's mainly the stories there for those two posters, man. Like man, dude, 710, man. Such an awesome color page, dude. But yeah, the Gear 2nd poster, man, like, I remember whenever I first watched it, I was like, dude, I mean, my hype was on another playing field, bro. Like, yo, man, I was up here, everyone else was down here, man. My hype was insane. And, man, dude, like, it's because me and my dad, we always argued, like, almost over anything. And specifically when it comes to, like, versus battles and whatnot, which is, I guess, why I don't argue with people versus battles on here, because, like, it'll give me, like, memories of that. But, you know, I showed him that because I was like, yo, man, there's no one that Luffy ain't beating with this. But do you see the speed, man? He's gentle people. And I remember I kept replaying the scene, man. I just went on the computer. I said, F it, bro. I gotta get a poster for this, man. I gotta get a poster for this, bro. I gotta put this plaster on my wall. It's the greatness, son. It's the greatness, so. But yeah, that chapter 710 towards Green Bit. I love that freaking color page a lot, man. But it's also the first chapter I ever did a review for, man. And, you know, that same video got hit with a copyright strike almost immediately after it went up, like just a single day after, because I used manga panels from the series, because whenever I first started doing the YouTube channel, I wasn't really familiar with the way the copyright worked, because I had seen for years how so many others did like their videos and whatnot, so I didn't know the copyright policy was that bad. And I went on here and I started showing a couple of the manga panels on there, and I got hit with a strike immediately. Shueisha said, nah. So for the first year ever on my channel, the reason why there wasn't many live streams or any videos over the 15 minutes was because, or any thumbnails. I didn't have any thumbnails for like a year. And that was because of that. Because I included footage for chapter 710. And but I'll never regret it, man. I'll never regret it. That was my first, video on here, man. It doesn't exist anymore. Shueisha owns the dang thing. And well, my channel's gone anyway, but still, like, I'll never forget it, man. It'll always be in here, and whoever else watched it that day, for that video. That was back in the horrible freaking video quality days. But that's just stuff you don't forget, man. And I'll always love chapter 710. But here we'll go into just a couple of things that I own, both volume and DVD wise here. Starting off with volume 69, man. Yo, man, I remember whenever I went to work that day, and I sent my mom with the money. I said, look, bro, this volume came out. I sent it with a picture, and with the volume number. I said, this is the one you gotta get for me, man. And I remember getting home, and I saw this beauty. There, bro. What? Yo, look at this freaking cover, man. I mean, you can't tell me this junk isn't GOAT, bro. And I remember just getting so hyped, man, and just rereading through all this. And gosh, man, I love this volume. Just 69 greatness, man. But I'll never forget that as like me just waiting there at work. I was like, man, I want to go home and I want to go home. I want to read, even though I already read all this content and I at the time, and I really wanted to just own this cover, man, and the entire volume. So freaking awesome sauce, man. These two in particular right here, the Voyages sets for the end of Alabasta and for the entirety of Drum Island. I mean, I think it's self-explanatory, man, you know. And yeah, I would just pop these out randomly and just watch them, man, you know. This is remember, guys, this is back before One Piece was licensed by anything, and this was back whenever they dropped doing Voyages, like after Skypiea. So this is the old ones, man. This is the old ones. So the OG Funimation dub, freaking 2008. These DVDs, you know. And you know, we didn't really have any other DVDs at the time aside from Four Kids and this, and not even any of the movies besides the Princess of Alabasta or the Desert Princess of Alabasta, movie 8. And so the only really DVDs that you can get were the old ones. And of course, I had to purchase the ones for Alabasta and Drum Island, man. You know, they're just awesome. So I remember whenever I got the Drum Island one specifically, I watched them I watched it in English. I was like, man, bro, like it hit home so hard. And you know, I was like, man, because it hit home really hard in Japanese. Of course, it hit home hard in Japanese. That was the first time I watched it. But watching it in English, man, I realized just how amazing this arc was. That it made me feel the same thing in another language. And that's whenever I really started getting a lot of respect for the dub of One Piece. I mean, I've always had respect for it, just in terms of, you know, the difference between having the 4Kids dub and the Funimation dub. But whenever I went through Drum Island in English, I was like, yeah, this dub is pretty awesome because this is making me feel the same thing I did in Japanese. So it was great, and Drum Island's such an awesome stuff, man. I've always kept this around just in case if anybody ever comes over and they ever want to get into like the series. I feel like Drum Island is a you wouldn't have to. It's like a standalone arc in of itself. Like you would be able to understand, you know, and get emotional over a lot of the moments, especially Chopper's flashback, and whenever Luffy invites him on the crew, and the cherry blossom scene. Like a lot of those scenes, of course, it would hit hard if you're watching from episode 1, but if you're trying to get somebody into the series, Drum Island would be a pretty good one in terms of that. So I remembered, you know, not having much of the DVDs, and whenever I got these, I was so happy because, you know, I was finally able to watch One Piece without having to go on the computer and risk virus. So good times, man. Good times. The next one right here, this one means a lot to me just because my grandma, well, back whenever this first released, it was Christmas 2011. Modern Warfare 3 was the game that was out at the time, so yeah, it was 2011. And there's a Books A Million around like 20 minutes away from my house, and we were all around there. And you know, at the time I didn't have a job, so you know, I was really wanted this volume, man. I really wanted this volume, man. I had already, you know, spent my money on Modern Warfare 3, you know, and a couple other things that were going around at the time, but I really wanted this volume, bro, because just it had the greatness, the awesome sauce of the ending of Marineford, bro, and I wanted it so bad, man. And I remember my grandma in the car, she just handed me a 20. She handed me a 20, man, a 20, yo. I went into Books A Million like I was 6, and I flipping ran in there. I like threw the money. I swear, bro, I could have like thrown it directly at the person in the cash register, man. And I came out with this, and I reread this over and over and over and over again, man. This volume, dude. I used to carry this with me everywhere. I mean, dude, for trips, for random times when we would leave the house. Actually, one of my cousins got into One Piece because of this volume. I had this laying around the house, and I fell asleep. And whenever I woke up, I saw him that he was reading this, and he was going through this entire thing, and I thought it was like really awesome. I was like, yo, this is freaking GOAT. Like, this is the same One Piece that we watched back in Cartoon Network. And I was like, yeah, man, yo, this is the GOAT, you know. And that's whenever he started watching that. But like that was the catalyst. I was like, he read this and he was like, man, this is good. And then we went back from the beginning and started watching it from there. But I used to take this with me everywhere, man. But I'll never, like, it has a special place in my heart because my grandma was the one that gave me the 20, or that gave me the money whenever I didn't have any to purchase. The volume is something I love so much, and I remember just rereading it over and over and over and over again, man. And still to this day, man, I still use this volume all the time. Like, I'll never forget whenever One Piece was on break that one week, and I did a review for chapter 586, or 576, I apologize, 576, and I used this volume in order to deliver that review on here, and I love this freaking volume, man. It's the end of Marineford, for God's sake. Look at the cover, dude. Look at the cover. But it always has a special place in my heart for my grandma, man. And then I have one right here, bro. Now this one right here, I love this movie, man. Strong World, dude. But I think the thing that really, really gets me with this movie is that it was the first One Piece movie to really come over here, and in Blu-ray. And I remember when it first came out, I had a little party in my house where I invited a lot of my cousins over, and we watched that together. That was like pretty much like their first exposure really to One Piece, and in terms of like anime wise, like they already knew like the crew. They like a couple of them had already like started the series, but they watched this movie, man, and I remember like we're just having a blast watching this movie together. And because Strong World really is the type of movie to where even someone who just knows the characters can watch it and they'll have a blast with it. And I watched it with them, and then I watched it alone, or I believe it was, watched it with them, watched it alone, and then I went over to Josh's house, and then we actually did a video. It's still on the old channel, I think. I think the video may still be on the old channel. Just, of course, it doesn't exist anymore. But, it may still be on the old channel, bro. We went on here, and we went over there and we watched the entire movie there. I don't remember if we did it for this or Film Z. I know we did it for both, but I think Strong World was the one where we made the video for. If I'm not mistaken, me, Chris, and Josh, aka the Forgotten Straw Hat and Longhaired Otaku. You guys remember them? We went over there and we watched Strong World, and it was such an awesome experience, man, because I'm the Luffy tard, Josh is a Zoro tard, and Chris is a Sanji tard. So like it was just so funny seeing like whenever they got their scenes to shine, we would just like get so hyped for individual characters, man. Like it's so stupid, like but it, that's what friendship is, man. That's what friendship is, and it was a blast watching this movie with those guys. And the English dub for this movie is godly, absolutely godly, man, for Strong World. And I'll always love this movie for bringing me and my family and me and my best friends together to watch the AwesomeSauce, along with it being an awesome film. So I'll always this movie will always have a special place in my heart. Now as far as these go, man, these right here, this is legendary stuff right here, guys. I can't deny this, man. All right, first we have right here season 4, Voyage 5, man. Listen, man. I love this freaking voyage, bro. I would take this to my grandma's house, put it on the big screen, and just watch it, man. I remember I watched it with my little cousin, and she was just so interested in it. And she didn't know what was going on, but she was just so intrigued by it. And I would just look at her, and it reminded me of like how I felt whenever I first watched Dragon Ball. Like I was watching it in the middle of the series. But I was so intrigued by everything that was going on. And whenever I looked over my little cousin, that's the way that I felt. I was like, yo, she probably feels the same way I did whenever I first watched Dragon Ball. We just continued to watch and go through the episodes, man. And I was like, yo, I can't wait for the next season to come. Oh, and it did. And it did, man. Yo. Because this is, like I said, guys, Funimation had stopped doing the dub for this for quite some time, and when they started doing these again, man, oh my gosh, bro, when they released these legendary voyages of the beginning of Enies Lobby, man, when I saw Gear second in English, bro, and then I saw the I Wanna Live scene, man, I was like, dude, we're finally here in the dub, man. I mean, this is like my favorite stuff in the entire series, and we're finally here. And I remember watching that in the living room over here, and like, I remember it got to the point to where, like, the I Want to Live scene, I rewatched it so many times that, like, my dad would come over here and be like, oh, you're watching that scene again? Like, they're always crying in that freaking series. And I'm like, yes, man, they're crying, I'm crying, we're all crying. So, legendary stuff right there, man. You know, this isn't all of the stuff that I own. This is just some of the things that I wanted to showcase. Now, if we were here showcasing everything that I have for One Piece, man, this video would be like 5 hours long, you know. But I just wanted to talk about a few things, you know, a few things that I bought over the years that really have a special connection to me, just because of like either the time that it came out in, or you know what happened. Well, you know, I just have certain memories or certain things, or whenever I bought these specific pieces of merchandise, man, it always stick with me, man. It always stuck with me. But to end it all off, bro, I have two, man. First is the one right behind me, Volume 61. I've talked about it so many times, man. I take that thing with me everywhere, bro. I mean, to school, to work, man. It's always in my backpack. It's always there, man. It's the volume that I always use to cheer me up. It's always a volume I always use to put a smile on my face, man. It's that AwesomeSauce volume, man. One Piece Volume 61. But then right here we have Volume 41, man. In the same aspect as the Voyages, except this one came much earlier. I remember when I first bought this, and I just went in the car, and I just went through the pages, and I started reading it, and I remember getting so emotional, man, and I was like, bro, man, this series is something special, man. This series is something special, and at the time, you know, it was at a point in time in my life where I was questioning what I wanted to do with my future. And whenever I was going throughout this entire volume, Volume 41, going through Robin's flashback, getting towards the end where she yells, "I want to live," and you know, Saul telling her that, you know, as long as you keep laughing, you know, you'll eventually smile and be happy, you know, and you'll find those people that really care about you. And I remember thinking to myself that I want to make something as beautiful and amazing as this one day. This is something that really, truly touched my heart. And that's whenever I decided, because for years I'd already been writing a lot of stuff. For years that I've been writing in notebooks. I'd loved just the concept of writing, you know, ever since I was a little kid. I'd always just loved writing, whether it be fan fiction, my own stories, whatever the case may be. I have notebooks upon notebooks and upon notebooks of stuff where I've written. But it was when I read Volume 41 that I really decided. I was like, you know what? That's my dream right there, man. That's my dream, is to one day publish something as beautiful as this. And here I am today, with the same dream, here talking about my series here on YouTube, man. And I'll always owe that to Volume 41, man, which is why this volume means so much to me. And eventually I'm going to make a top 10 favorite volumes in One Piece. And, but this volume will always mean the world to me for that very reason. Because it really opened my judgment. Well, first the Lord, of course, but second, you know, guiding me, of course, it was the greatness of One Piece. And I always will appreciate Oda for that, man, because I'm still on that path today, you know, and as strong as it's ever been. But one day I'll do a top 10 favorite volumes, man. You know, there's a couple I wanted to talk about as well, but I think I'll save those for the top 10 favorite One Piece volumes. Man, I freaking love Volume 53, man. The greatness 66, the legendary 44, the end of Enies Lobby, man. And then all the ones that I have down here, all the crap I have up here and down here. You know, I have so much One Piece stuff, bro. They're all over the room. You know, but those are the ones that I wanted to talk about, because those are the ones that I really have, like, that remember. Some are silly, some are for kicks and giggles, but whenever I was thinking about making this video, those are the ones that really popped for me, you know. Volume 41, this is another one that means a lot to me, that I'll go more in depth whenever we get to the top 10 favorite volume covers. But you guys know how much I love All Along Park, man. And Volume 9, man, I love this volume, bro. I love this volume so much, actually. I love this volume so much, I have 2 copies. I'm not fooling, man. I have 2 copies of this volume. So, yeah, man. Hope he's greatness, man. But yeah, dude, it's just, this series has done so much, man. And the fact that he's been writing this for 20 years, inspiring so many people for 20 years. And, you know, I really have to thank him for everything that he's done for me and my personal life, and for allowing me to, or for, because I got into the series, I'm here. I'm honestly here today. I'm the man that I am today. And I'll always thank Oda for that, man. And for I always thank him for any time that I open up one of these volumes, anytime I put in one of these voyages, anytime I go on Crunchyroll, watch an episode, anytime I watch an episode on television, anytime I hear one of the openings on the way to work, anytime I do anything One Piece related, my day is automatically better because of it. Because of the emotional connection I have to the series, because of the emotional connection I have made with the series with other people. And I'll always have to thank Oda for that, man. You know, this series means a lot to me, and I'm pretty sure it means a lot to a lot of you guys as well. But dang it, guys, this is going to be it for me, man. It's going to be it for me. This has been the 20th anniversary special of the Recon's piece. It was mainly just me talking about the greatness, man. And, you know, as always, it's mainly just rambling, because honestly, whenever I'm talking about something like this, you know, it's not really something I can script, man. Can't really script something like this. It's something that just comes from the heart, and whatever I think just comes out of the mouth, man. And this is how I feel. That's how I feel, man. So if you guys enjoyed, man, if you guys made it all the way to the end, man, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, man. The Recon's Piece segments allow me to come on here and just vent my thoughts about One Piece, man. I just wanted to talk about so much stuff when it comes to the 20th anniversary, and just, you know, reveal some things that you guys have had questions for in terms of the posters. And I just want to reveal some more whenever it comes to some merchandise that I own that mean a lot to me personally. But yeah, man, this is it. This will be it for the 20th anniversary edition of the Recon's Piece. I will see you guys next time. Have an awesome sauce of a day. And I think in the next Recon's Piece, it will be the top 10 favorite characters popularity poll. So that'll be interesting to go and do, man. I'm looking forward to seeing, because, you know, it's very close right now, but it's extremely close. But yeah, man. Looking forward to the next couple years, man. Here with the One Piece greatness here on YouTube, because, like I said before, I'm not gonna stop doing YouTube, man. I'm not gonna stop doing YouTube, especially while this series is going on, because of the connection that this series has allowed me to have with so many different people out there, man, and create so many friendships and relationships. It's truly something beautiful, man. Like, yo, man, like, these 2 volumes, man, like, or these 2 voyages, like, I just remember whenever they first came out, and I just would come home, and I would just watch them in the living room, man, so many times, over and over and over and over and over again. Same thing with this one, man. I remember I found this one at Walmart for like $19.95. I was like, what? Because usually these things sell for $34.95, and I found this one at Walmart for $19.99. I said, let's go, man. And I used to take this thing everywhere, thinking, man, it's a Soviet King greatness, bro. The end of Water 7, transition to the sea train to Annie's lobby, man. Such a freaking good voyage. And all of these, man, like, all of these freaking volumes, man, like, you know, even the silliest thing, like, being at work and asking my mom to pick up a volume for me because I wanted it that bad, you know, that kind of stuff you just remember, man. Just remember flipping, getting volume 66 while you're hanging out with your family and just reading this while we're all eating dinner out there, and, you know, waiting for them to finish eating their food. I would get in the middle of reading this, and I would just get so excited over it, man, and what AwesomeSauce that I'm seeing. But, you know, so many memories, so many years worth of love and affection for this series. But cheers to more years, man. Cheers to more years of greatness, and I know that I'll be here talking about the AwesomeSauce, man. And Thank you all for the amazing amount of support. And I will see you guys next time on the next episode of the Recon's Piece, which will be the top 10 favorite One Piece characters. See you guys then.